Hey everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Catch Me Twirling. I'm Nicholas Basque, your CMPTA athlete rep and a member of Nova Scotia Baton. Today I am joined by an athlete that has been twirling since she was 7 years old. She has been twirling for 10 years, and she's a member of Superstars Baton Club. And she started twirling with her sister, and they started twirling at the same time. She started competitive twirling at the age of 10. This past summer, she attended her very first World Federation National Baton Twirling Association's World Championships in Netherlands. As a part of Team Canada, here's Lainey Saunders.
Hi.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. Um, why baton and not another sport?
Well, before I joined baton twirling, I started out with a bunch of other sports. Like before I started baton, I did soccer, I did swimming, I tried track and field, I've tried like running,
So you tried everything
everything.
out.
Yeah. So my parents, they wanted to get me into a sport, and there was none of them that I really liked. I also did gymnastics.
Oh,
But yeah, one day, I don't know how my mom found out about baton, but she came into my room one day and was like, "Hey, there's this really cool sport that I just heard of today. Do you want to join it and see what?" And I was like, "Sure, absolutely." And then like 10 years later, here I am. I never thought I'd actually make it as far as I did
no, yeah,
because of how short the sports before lasted.
yeah. No, you did well at Worlds, and you made it. You made it to the world stage.
Yeah.
Um, if there's one competition you could go back to, uh, and redo, which one would it be?
Sorry, you cut out for a second. Can you repeat that question?
Yeah. So if you could go back to one competition and redo it, which one would it be?
I think definitely Worlds.
World.
Not necessarily just because I I wasn't entirely happy with the routine I put on the floor at Worlds. Just because I like it wasn't one of the best routines I go. I really, really liked going there. Like I would really like to relive that experience. Just because I was like twirling with some of the people that I knew I was going to be with for like the last time because they were planning on retiring and because I don't know, I really enjoyed the experience. Worlds
Just
was my
yeah. So just to possibly redo that one routine and just to get to re-spend the time with the athletes that retired.
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. um, since we're talking about worlds, how did it feel going to the world for the first time, um, with Team Canada and performing?
It was really, really scary at first and really, really stressful. Um, like Worlds was my first time ever going on a plane, ever going overseas, like really ever leaving like North
Canada?
America.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, it was really scary, but like once I got twirling with my teammates again, like after getting used to being in a different country and being like far away from home, I think that made it easier.
Nice. Now, since we're also talking about worlds, we covered it was your first time going on a plane. Um, did you have like a favorite moment from Worlds?
Favorite moment from Worlds? Definitely after Twirl Core. Like after we all got off the floor at Twirl Core, it was just so exciting. Like it was a really good routine. We were all really happy with it. Everyone was crying and laughing, and
Yeah,
we're
no,
all just happy.
I watched that routine. It was amazing. Um, we're gonna move away from Worlds because we have covered it a lot. Actually gonna go into the Jim, do you and your sisters ever get in arguments at practice?
Yes. Not as often as we used to. Like we're pretty used to each other now, but before, well, now we don't really argue. We just kind of laugh at each other.
Nice.
Mhm.
Now, do you guys like are you guys in group routines together or like
We do have like all the teams that we are doing together. So we're together on the team, and we also have a rhythmic pairs
no
that we're going
nice.
to be doing, that we've been doing together. We've been doing that since I think 2018, maybe 2017. So we've been doing that for a while.
Nice. So I guess you can say outside of Baton and inside your sister bond has grown together a
Hmm.
little more.
Hmm.
Um, Now you've been in Baton for 10 years, correct?
Yes.
You must have someone that you look up to.
Yes. If I could name, well, this is actually every time somebody asks me a question in modeling um about anyone who I look up to or like one of my role models in baton, it's definitely my coach, like the head coach, Krista Destasi.
Aw.
She, oh my gosh, she's been with me since like day one. And I don't know, she's such a good person, and she's like really nice to everyone. She's such a good coach. I really look up to her.
Um, that's amazing. Um, do you have any competition rituals that you do the day of a competition or the night before?
Um, Now that I think of it, not really. I kind of just hope for the best. I really just I'm a very anxious person when it comes to competitions. I mean, most people are, but most of the time I'm just like an anxious mess. So I'm just kind of running around, not really focusing on anything else except for the routine that I have to put on the floor. So I don't really have time to think of anything that really gets me started. I just am going all the time.
Yeah. Now you're in school, right?
Yes.
Um, how do you manage baton and school together?
That's actually a really good question because it's it's really, really hard. I have a lot of school. Actually, right now I'm doing the International Baccalaureate program, which is like
Nice.
international program,
Yes.
which is it just means there's like a lot more work, like a lot more volunteer hours and stuff. So that is very hard to manage with Baton. But I find that like just ha being able to have good time management skills, like being able to set aside time for stretching and homework, like I will do like half an hour of homework, like or half an hour to an hour of homework, and then take like a 15-minute like stretching break, and then get
Yeah.
back to my homework, and then do more stuff for baton, like drills or rolls, and then go back and just kind of flipping back and forth between what I need to do as what I find is easiest.
Nice. Now, I know this is one of Satin's favorite questions to ask when she's on the podcast. Do you have a favorite trick?
Um, hmm, there's a lot. There's a lot that I find
Or do you have
um
like a favorite like trick or like sequence of tricks to do together or
sequence of tricks is definitely my opening section. A lot of people seem to really like it, which I think is why I really like it. Especially my sister really likes it because it's a lot of like leg work. Like it's a
ah.
lot of like flip under leg and catch under leg and illusion, which is not something I personally do a lot. I'm more of like a spin person. So my favorite trick would probably be a five spin, just like a plain five spin, because I've been working on it for a while. But yeah, my opening section is a very unexpected thing for me, I find.
um what is one piece of advice you would tell any athlete that may be going to their first competition or going to their first international competition or world competition?
One piece of advice I give to a new athlete is definitely just like not to worry when you're on the competition floor. And I know that's really, really hard, but I found that whenever I go on the competition floor, there's like a lot going on. Like there's speakers, sometimes there's technical difficulties, like
Yes.
there's everything is going on all at once. There's people practicing, there's judges judging. So it's like,
Yeah.
if anyone's ever nervous to go on the floor, like have stage fright or where there's too many people watching them. I've had times that I've come off the floor and people haven't even noticed that I went on the floor, just because there's so much going on. And I find that that's especially what helps me get through going on the floor, which means I can just focus on myself and what's happening at that time.
Now, because I know the IBTF Nations Cup and the World Championship is
Hmm.
coming up. Will Canada see you try out for the World Team or Nations Cup?
Yes, I will be trying out for the A level for a Nations Cup in I think the trials are in May. So I will be trying out for um I think all of the routines that I'm doing, which would
Nice.
be solo, two baton, and strut, and then whatever other routines that I can't really remember off the top of my head right now.
You're participating in the group routines, aren't you?
Yes.
Nice, nice. Well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you, Lainey, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
No, you're welcome.